Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass the moon, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. We've got a lot to cover today, so I am going to jump right into it because obviously us and time just don't work well together anymore ever. So let's just get right into it. Going to start with the negatives. Let's get it out the way. Sunday, Plymouth, best team won. Simply put, we just didn't turn up whatsoever. Said it the other day while the game was on, kind of thing. Senior players let us down massively in that game. But obviously, I think it's been blown out of proportion. The media on the day, the commentary blew it out of proportion. Like Plymouth have beat the league leaders, like it's a team that starts week in, week out. It's not the case. And obviously, everyone needs to be sold now. We're going to lose everything and this is the season over. It's just one of them days. Very bad day at the office, granted, but not the end of the world. And given the fact that they've drew City away in the next round, I'm kind of half glad now.
Yeah, disappointing, disgusting performance, to be fair, when you've got fans travelling all that way. But I think the fans who travelled were expecting a side like that. When I've seen the first 11, to be honest, and I've seen, Kelleher, Quansah, Gomez, Endo, Tsimikas, didn't play a load of kids. The kids he did play done all right. And then the fringe players and the squad players that had their chance didn't take it. They embarrassed themselves and it was just a terrible account of themselves. But it happens. It's a game of footy. Plymouth were right up for it from the beginning. I think they made a tackle in the 3rd minute and that Maxi prick with the ponytail was celebrating it like they'd won. And that was the insult to the fans was the lack of urgency, the lack of real interest to really get forward and hurt them. I think we might have been told to play like that because there's still players who are going to take part in the coming games and don't overdo it. Again, people going on like Plymouth are like a League 2 side with no hope, no chance. The bottom of the Championship because they've had a shit manager, and since the new lads come in, they've been doing all right. They're picking up points, they're winning games, they're scoring goals, they're still conceding. But unfortunately, when we're in that form, we can't score and we won't score. And I knew it was going to be that case from the fucking first 20 minutes. My 7-0 bet that was going down without a chance. So, yeah, we were just fucking dreadful from the word go, lad.
Yeah, simple as that. It done me head in how good their defence played. Like, they deserved it, like I said, but it got to a point when they were like celebrating every single tackle towards the end. I just wanted us to score just to like wipe all that off the face. But like I say, they deserved it, and you've got to give credit to them. I spoke with Aaron from the Argyle Life about it beforehand, and like he was saying, well, he said on here, he was the optimistic one of their podcasts, and he said 1-0 to them. So fair play. Like I say, just one of them games. I think Chiesa and Elliott, for me in particular, were just absolutely dreadful. But again, it happens. Very physical side, gonna sort of kick a couple of lumps out of you. As I say, it happens, and as I say, long term, it probably does us all right. I think I don't think Endo done too much wrong. I thought he had an all right game. Kelleher didn't really have much to do except the pen, and you can't really put that on him, can you? Obviously, no. And as you say, the younger one, didn't think Trainee only had the best game. I think obviously, given his age, he's still only 17. To be fair, I think he's kind of shown he's still not quite up to the level just yet to be part of the squad for games sort of below, let's say, League One level. But I thought McConnell was all right. I thought, again, he looked like he could be a player who could do something moving forward. But yeah, just bad day at the office.
It's hard as well because like the kids grow in confidence when they're playing alongside good players who are playing well. So when you've got the kids like McConnell, I think he had our first shot on target. He's trying to drag the team up by the scruff of the neck when the likes of Elliott and that should have been doing it. And they were the ones trying to get us on the front foot and make things happen. All the others were a little bit passive and were quite happy. Even with like 5 minutes to go, lad, we were passing it around the back. So it was frustrating to watch. One of the worst games of actual football I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah,
I think Plymouth made about, I don't think Plymouth made 200 passes all game. I think they've had about 2 shots to our 10. You know, we've had more shots on target, so it's not like they battered us. They just, their game plan beat ours. Their professional players on the day were well more up for it than ours. Their crowd was really up for it. And again, that travel all the way to Plymouth to see your team play like that and jump out of tackles and lose 50-50s and not win duels and stuff like that. Just fucking part soul destroying. But I don't think any single person in that ground or who watched at home will give a fuck if we win the derby Wednesday. So
no, that's it. That's it. Yeah. As I say, don't want to dwell on it too much because again, I think in the grand scheme of the season, it's not that big of a thing. In all honesty, it would have been nice to go on and win this imaginary quadruple that the media likes to make out that we're on the hunt for every season, but there's a reason no one's ever done it. So
well, to be fair, if you're in all cup competitions, you're on course, aren't you? You're trying your best, and it's a nice fantasy to have that you can go and win all 4. But again, if you only win 1 and it's the Premier League, you don't care about anything else. If we end up with a Carabao Cup and nothing else, then you're fucking a disappointing season. But because of where we've put ourselves in the grand scheme of things, if you'd have offered us to piss into the Champions League and be doing well in the Champions League and win a Carabao Cup, you'd have took it when Arnie Slot joined, 100%. But the fact that we are where we are and he's making us believe that we can go and win everything was frustrating. But again, he fielded the team big enough and strong enough to beat Plymouth Argyle. They just didn't turn up. But if he'd have played Salah and Van Dijk and they got injured and were out for the derby and out for the running that we're about to go into, everyone would be calling for Arnie Slot dead. So it's one of them where you can't win. You've got fans who want to win absolutely everything, fans who are quite willing to risk everything else just to win the league or the Champions League, and then fans in the middle like me where, you know, go as strong as you can, fucking try your best to win it. And we did, but the players never turned up. They didn't want to know, they didn't want to fight, didn't want to battle, and they let themselves and us down. But as I say, all forgotten about on Wednesday if we win. So I'm over Plymouth. I'm over being out the cup. I'm over not having to travel to Man City before a Champions League game, you know, because we'd have had to go strong there. So yeah, I'm fucking was gutted on Sunday. I hate being out the at, but in the grand scheme of things, I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, you say there, you know, if you win a Carabao Cup and nothing else this season, you're annoyed, but we have at least got that chance, haven't we? You know, Thursday was just exactly what we all wanted it to be, exactly what we all thought it could be. And it was just a fantastic performance all around. I said many weeks in advance that if we don't put 4 past them, I'm counting it as a loss. So it's a win on 2 fronts for me. We were just unbelievable for them, the way it go. And obviously, yeah, they've got some injury. Well, say some. They've got a lot of injuries, granted. But again, I've said it for a long time with Angie. He hasn't got a clue how to make his team work when he's under this amount of pressure and that amount of injuries. If you haven't got the players who can work his way to the best of their ability, then swerve it. Otherwise, you're going to get 4 put past you at Anfield quite easily. It could have been a lot more. It was just, it was domination.
It was, to be fair, lad, when you have got injuries like that, you've got to play yard dog and you've got to say, listen, fucking swerve attack and we're 1-0 up. Just try and get a counter attack. And he didn't even look dangerous doing that. I think the only one I jumped, like, closed my eyes a little bit for was the Son one late on. And it was just because I had 5-0. I didn't want to get the score and kill me bet. But we didn't get the 5th anyway. But it's just a brilliant semi-final. I was one of them, you know, everyone was dead cocky and dead confident going into it. And I was sort of like, we need to turn in a bit here, because in case it doesn't go well and we are in a fucking bit of a dogfight, we need to be prepared to get behind them. And then I fucking just, I thought, looked at their team, looked at our team, and I thought, fuck it, 5-0, going for it. Atmosphere, the build-up around the pubs, it felt like a big night. You know, obviously it's Arnie Slot's first final, so we were willing them on. The atmosphere was absolutely brilliant. It's probably been the best it's been all season, I think. I think it beat Madrid. The ground was shaking. It was just constant. And I've been going on to people and like the likes of Andy Hodgson and that who sings the songs about old songs like from 72, 73 when they done the cop choir. Just relentless noise. Even when there's no singing, there was clappers and fucking rattles and things just getting whacked and banged. And that's what it was like on Thursday night. It was just relentless noise, non-stop. Can't recall any quiet spells. And when we did go quiet a little bit, another standard started. So it was the cop to Annie Road and everything in between, just non-stop. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was. It was exactly what it needed to be on the night. I think, you know, the fans, obviously, I think we sensed that we needed to sort of, you know, start them, get them going and get them over the line a little bit. And we did that. Yeah, I mean, airing the old songs, like you say, has been boss the last few games. Obviously, Lava Bird on my chest and all that. Like, it's been boss. It's felt like going the match years ago and that again. It's had a boss feel to it, you can tell. And I think it's working on the pitch as well. Yeah, like you say, just absolute, just again, dominance. Yeah, it was just. I don't really know what more I can say about it because it was just perfect. It was exactly what we needed it to be. It felt like a bigger game than a Carabao Cup semi. Not that a Carabao Cup semi-final isn't a big deal, but like, you know, out of the trophies you're in at the start of the season, that's the one people sort of, or a lot of fans tend to care the least about. But it felt bigger than that. It felt like it was a bigger game than a Carabao Cup game.
Yeah, the fact that obviously you're playing at Wembley, like just before the end of the season, and you could have a cup to your name before you'd have the big run-ins and that, it's a confidence boost. You know, we know all too well that sometimes you can fucking die a bit of a death after it. You can win it and then struggle, but that's all down to luck, down to injuries, down to moments and fucking situations. You know, we all knew we were going to hit a point when Klopp announced he was leaving that we were going to struggle. I think that was the last game we really played well. We looked proper determined. We battered them in the final last year, and then we took our dip. I'm just glad we're there. I'm glad the fans have got something to go for. I'm glad Arnie Slot's already got himself in a final. Fucking 6 or 7 months into his tenure at Anfield. So
Yeah,
you know, it's all going in the right direction. We're currently, you know, Tottenham. You've seen Tottenham play well in some games where they look like world beaters, and then you know for a fact if you can hurt them, you can kill them. And we were just relentless. We wanted to hurt them. Felt like we had them in our mouth, just shaking them till they couldn't fucking breathe anymore. Lad, it was just relentless, non-stop, no mercy from the crowd as well. You know, sometimes them games become like a little bit of a training game, and you're like, oh, we're done now. It's 3-0, it's over. Just blow the whistle, but it weren't. It was just non-stop, just relentless, continuous noise. And yeah, it was great to be part of it, great to be there. And yeah, the Reds have shown what they can do. And then a few days later, they've got to go to fucking Plymouth and play a game that, you know, it's just all. I know we can be moaning that, but they are playing. They're playing fucking a game every 2 or 3 days, lads. They must be fucking whacked. And even the lads who've played there, you know, they've been part of some of the games. That's why it was a big shock to lose to Plymouth because of the players on the pitch.
yeah.
But they've been part of the squad, and some of them are still finding their feet and the fitness. So just one of them games. But yeah, Tottenham was fantastic. And
Yeah.
you know, you'd have some people going like, I couldn't care less if you're happy to go out in the semi-final, you're a lunatic. You know, we've got to within one game of the final. Fucking win it. Go and win the cup. You know, there's still so many rounds to go in the FA Cup, so to go out at this stage and free up a few fucking weekends is happy days for me. And I'm never like that. I'm just never like that. But I was like that last season, and I've seen the damage it done to be involved. You know what I mean? So we seen what fucking that Man United game in the cup done to us, and our morale, we just fell apart. So just do it now, get it out the way.
And I think the fact I think the fact that it obviously wasn't like the main crux of the team that have gone out to Plymouth, I don't think it's really going to affect morale going forward. I think obviously some of the players there who are on the fringes of the squad, I think, you know, it should boost them. They should want to now be at training the last couple of days and really prove that, look, I can still play a part this season, because the way some of them performed on Sunday, you know, you're not missing them on that performance if they don't play again this season. And it sounds a bit damning and a bit over the top, but again, just based on that singular performance, if any of them play like that again this season, they're not playing again this season.
No. It's Harvey Elliott. I can't really recall him having a bad game. That's the worst I've probably seen. One of the worst I've ever seen a Liverpool player play.
Yeah,
he was that bad. He was horrendous. But you know, again, I think some of them are playing with that in their head that they are in a title run, they are in Champions League, they are in a cup final. No one wants to get injured and fucking miss it. So I get it a little bit. Obviously, in the games they're playing, if you get injured in like look at Joe Gomez, he's just got back and he's had to rush him in to play, and he's fucking out again. And I was gutted for him.
Yeah,
absolutely gutted for him. And if that happens to a Van Dijk or a Salah, you don't know where it leaves you. But yeah, in terms of I think you've got Harvey Elliott. You can't knock him because he's give everything so far. Simicast is hit and miss, isn't he? Diaz, he just baffles me. He can be absolutely out of this world, and then he can be just non-existent. Jota the same. Nunes come on and tried at least. And Chiesa was just looked like he was carrying a bus. He looked, but he doesn't look like that when he's playing top teams.
Yeah,
he's come on. He looks fucking rapid. He looks skillful. I think it was just a bit one of them occasions, lad. But the biggest worry for me was Quansah. I think he is. He's pushing himself out of the fold with performances. He's just not good enough at the minute. And my ass goes every time I see him on the pitch. I think he's just there to make a mistake. He's got this thing about him as well, and this is a positive, where he can stride into the midfield with the ball at his feet, and it's brilliant. But then he loses it and doesn't get back fast enough. So it's a bit positive and a negative, but he's got to improve soon.
Yeah, I think he had a couple of games back to back not too long ago and he looked all right again, and you thought, right, okay, he looks like he's got his confidence back, and then obviously, you know, again that game happens, and it must have been hard for him as well, in fairness though, because like he's had a makeshift back line throughout the whole game. Obviously started with Gomez, then I think McConnell went into the back line, then with that, and then when Mabaya come on, he put in right back, even though he's a centre half, and then he substituted him to bring, I think it was Nunes on, wasn't he? And then McConnell goes back into the back four, and Endo was in the back four at one point. Like, it was completely misjointed throughout the game for him. So,
but that's where, like, as you're growing into a fold, and people said last season he was like, well, I was the closest thing to Van Dijk you'll see in his stature and the way he conducts himself, and that's where you've got to prove that you're on our level, and he never. So again, yeah, you're right. You can't really throw anything on his toes, because it's not all about his performance. But out of all of them, I would have liked to have seen him out the young ones to take it by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, be a bit more senior.
But, yeah, he wasn't. But unfortunately, you can't ridicule any of them individually, because they all played shite. So to fucking hang one and not another, you'd be wrong. So just put it down to a bad day at the office, like you said, and done and dusted. Yeah,
definitely. Just coming back to the Tottenham game again, one player who I think got really singled out for a lot of praise, meaning that one man might be struggling to get his place back at the minute. Conor Bradley was fantastic against Tottenham. He was involved everywhere. It's mad, isn't it? I think it's like having prime Andy Robertson on the right. He's that type of player.
Said it all long, lad. He's a fucking fullback. He cares about getting up and back. The balance is the same as Robbo's, where, if he's going to make that sprint up to get the ball in the box, he's going to make the sprint back to try and get on the end of the fucking tackle as well. Just brilliant energy, brilliant commitment to the cause. Won't jump out of a 50-50. He's up for it, and that's what we need now. We need players who are right up for it, and anyone who's not, can sit on the bench.
Do you think with Bradley and Trent, it should be a similar situation to what you said about Kelleher and Allison when Allison was just coming back from injury? As in,
No,
Bradley
no,
should play until...
yeah, the difference is Allison's the best goalkeeper in the world, without a doubt. So that gives confidence to the players in front of him as well, which I know it's hard because Keller has been brilliant. But for me, like as a defensive right back, Trent's a fantastic passer of a ball. And I've called him in a few times. He's like Beckham. He's luxury. When you're doing dead well and you've got time on the ball and you're not getting bullied, he's perfect to have. Can open up defences. When you're in a dogfight and you need to work hard for points, he's not the right person to have on the pitch, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think he's going to give you that fight anymore. He just doesn't seem to have it in him. Bradley will kill himself for the team, and I think that's what we need at the moment. But you can rotate them based on opposition. So, but like, you know, if we were going to reshuffle the team, I'd have played Trent against Plymouth because we should have took the piss. We should have had all the time on the ball. Shouldn't have really been put under much pressure and let him do his thing. But, you know, he played a mad one.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard because then I'm always like on the fence with Trent, whether I like him or I don't, because he can just pass a ball and he can make you melt with a pass. He can play a 60-yard ball into feet and you just go, wow, what have I just witnessed? But then you can see him getting ran ragged and not trying and shuffling along, and you just don't get that with Bradley. What you get out of Bradley every single game is pure commitment, sheer heart and determination. And, you know, in the games where he doesn't get an assist or he's not putting many balls in the box, he's throwing his foot in to tackle and prevent goals going in our end. So I think you're going to have to rotate them both because of the running. But I think right this moment, Conor Bradley is going to be more vital for the running.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, to be fair.
My throat's still fucked from Thursday. Sorry, I sound like Daffy Duck or something.
No, I'd probably agree with that, to be fair. I think, yeah. Again, it depends on the opposition. I think, you know, against your teams who are going to let you play football, you want Trent on there. I think, you know, for the likes of your Cities and your Arsenals and stuff like that, they're the type of games where Trent can affect it because you're not going to get as many chances in him, you know, putting the passes in that he can play behind the defence and stuff like that. I think he's great for them ones. But where you're playing, you know, your dogfight a bit, like your derbies, like your sort of, you know, your West Hams, your fucking who's shit in the league, your Leicesters, ones like that, then yeah, Conor Bradley's your man, absolutely.
But what's hard as well, lad, is like sometimes big games need big moments, and it's not always a shot or a goal. So look at Real Madrid. You know, not much is happening. You're waiting for us to fucking get going. Bang, right through Mbappe, crowd lifts, and we're on our way to swatting them. And you're not going to get that from Trent. So again, it's hard because Conor Bradley's nowhere near the level of Trent going forward in the sense of like an inch perfect, precise pass out of nothing. But getting up that wing and putting the ball in the box, he is very much like Andy Robbo, who hasn't got that many assists less than Trent overall. So, you know, if we're playing that way where we're going to have players heading the ball in the fucking 6-yard box and that, then again, Conor Bradley. But it's just one of them. I feel two-faced with Trent because I do all this and then he plays and I'm just like, wow, what's he just done? So I think, we need to rotate them both. They're both brilliant, and I just wish Cunt had signed his contract so I can stop hating him.
But so look, let's move on to the big one. Well, for Everton, it's a big one, isn't it? Yeah, look, derby tomorrow. It's going to be horrible. The last derby at Goodison. It's going to be horrible. They're doing obviously all the cop-out behaviour that they've slated us for years. The coach welcomes, the smoke bombs, the pyro and all that. So, you know, nice hypocritical coach welcome for them. But no, it's going to be absolutely vile. You know, they're in a bit of form, not including the weekend, obviously, against Bournemouth, but they're in a bit of form. Moyes has got them not losing, I think is the only way to describe it. It's I wouldn't necessarily say they're playing well at anything like that, but they're getting wins. They're scoring a few goals. yeah, it's sort of, it feels like a big game again, doesn't it? Like, I think we said it, or I don't know if we said it on here or just sort of in private kind of thing, but it feels like a big game again, the derby, for years, because Everton have been that shit. I mean, they still are, but Everton have been that shit that you're just not asked about the derby. It's like it's just another game. Last season, I think Goodison was a bit different because of where it came in the season and stuff like that. But that wasn't anything to do with Everton. If that was West Ham, it would have felt like that big of a game. If that was fucking, Sheffield United, it would have felt like that big of a game this time. Obviously, because of the occasion and our predicament again. But I think it feels big.
So, as lad, I'm excited. I'm usually the same. I'm like, the derby's coming and it's just another game, and hopefully we get the bragging rights, but not really that asked. As long as we're doing well and that doesn't affect us. But massive, we can go 9 points clear at the top of the table. I think if we don't win the game, I don't think it does us all that much harm, as long as our wheels don't fall off. It'd be nice to go 9 points clear. I think 7 or 9 would be ideal. I think if we lost, it'd be fucking sickening. Because it's the last one at Goodison, but it's going to be a boss occasion. I've just been speaking to my mate Aaron, who was meant to come on this, but our times fucked it up. And he just made me aware that it's 41-41 in derby wins at Goodison. So it's winner takes all at Goodison. So yeah, do you know what? It's exciting, lads. I wish I was in there, whether it was in their end or our end. I think it's going to be, as you say, unbelievable. It's going to be vile. It's going to be fucking hard to take on board what's about to happen. It's a bit emotional because it's the last one at the Shed, So it's going to be good, lads. Yeah, can't wait. Fucking can't wait. And again, what you're saying about Everton, their fans are right up for it. I've spoke to Aaron before, and he was saying they've got a bit of hope now. Even if they go 1-0 down, they're not getting off or booing and moaning. They've got hope that they can do something in the game, and that's what Moyes gives you. Every time we played them over the years, I think his record at Anfield was fucking 10 out of 10, nothing. But he still made it hard. He still made it feel like a derby, made it feel like a big game. It was always difficult. And I always feel like it's when we're nervous going into it and they're up and on their high horses and proper up for it is when we're at our best. We're sort of because they've got a few results together, we've just lost to Plymouth. They're we've got a chance here. And I think that always plays into our hands. And I'm hoping it's the same again on Wednesday night.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right about Moyes. I think the one thing he does is he makes teams hard to beat. And yeah, he's got them defensively sound. I think he's made a couple of little changes to the lineup here and there. I think he's been playing that Jake O'Brien a bit more, lad they bought from Lyon in the summer. But yeah, I mean, again, it's still the same players that have been shit for them for the last few years. They've just got a bit more belief. So we've got to get that out of them quick on Wednesday. We've got to try and snatch an early goal. And now, this season, again, we've kind of been, for the most part, a team with one good half in us. One half where we get to sort of get to grips with the game. And then second half is where we sort of come out flying. I don't think we can afford any of that tomorrow. I think it's got to be a bit of a Klopp performance, if you like. Go at it from minute one, try and nick an early goal, kill their belief straight away, can get the early goal, control the ball, then don't let them near it, and have it from there. But I mean, it's easy for us to say that, and it's sat here talking about it, but it's huge. It really is. To go 9 points clear would be incredible. But as I've seen a few people say on Twitter and stuff like that, it's not, like you said as well, it's not necessarily a must win. It's just a must not lose.
I wouldn't even say that. I think if we don't want to lose it because of what it could do to us and because of the occasion, because it's going to be a fucking horrible occasion. If we were going, say we were playing West Ham and we lost, we were 6 points clear of Arsenal with 8 or 10 goals difference. We've got to lose 3 games basically to lose the title. We know anything can happen in football, but you wouldn't expect it. So again, it's just because it's Everton. But to go 9 points clear with them, with the goal difference, you're looking, you've got to lose 4 games. So it's a massive boost for us. It's a massive feel that because Everton's at our place to go. So we are here, and we are here for the long run. So, you know, it's a derby. We want to win it by any cost. I couldn't care less how we win it. If we get a point, I won't be devastated unless we played shite and we haven't been up for the occasion. And if we lose, I'll be sick as a fucking pig. But, you know, we've just got to not let the occasion get to us. They've witnessed Anfield when Anfield's hostile and horrible. But Goodison's right on top of you. It's fucking made of wood. It's fallen down. It's an absolute death trap. It's a shithole. You've just got to be careful in there. And, you know, if they get an early goal, how our players respond would be an eye opener. Because, you know, it is pressure for us. It's fucking, it's pressure. And it's pressure for Arnie Slot to make them decisions and the right decisions and get us players. He shouldn't need to be up for it. You know, this is where your senior players should be going around explaining to the other lads what it's going to be like and trying to get them up for it, because it's going to be fucking horrible from the first minute.
Yeah. It's this type of game where you think you want Nunes starting. I think he's going to, based on, unless he's going to go Diaz up front, which, again, we've said it a few weeks ago now, like, I think we need to end that experiment. But I think Nunes just, you know what the South Americans are like when it comes to the footy. It's like they throw everything. So my only worry if he does start is he will 2-foot someone.
He will.
After 10 minutes.
No, he's nailed it. It's hard. It's very hard, lad, because he plays in moments, and if that occasion's going to be, it's probably going to be one of the best any Evertonians ever witnessed in their life. It's going to be that big. It's the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison. They're desperate to win it, and at least to, you know, put up a good fight and a good account of themselves. That's all they want. We, you know, say I contradict myself because it feels like we need to win it, but I'm saying we don't, just in case we
don't. You're covering all the bases, aren't you?
Yeah, no, we need to go in there and try our fucking hardest to win. But I also, you know, the way we do play, I think Arnie Slot's will quite happily go to his players, you know, try and get the 3 points. One's enough. They need, you know, they want to win. They want to put points on the board to stay up. They want to beat us at Goodison for the last time under the lights. They might go with us. It might suit us. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to sit there and play for a draw, because the draw doesn't really affect us. We still have to lose. Whether we win or we fucking draw, we still need to lose 3 games.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make a fucking difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I've seen something as well. Like, you know, obviously it's looking like it's just us and Arsenal now in that sense. And I've seen something that if Arsenal drop 2 more points this season, they can't get to 90 points. I think I've seen, which based on the last sort of 7 or 8 years, maybe a bit longer, you know, if you're not hitting 90 points, you're not winning the league. Now, obviously, a lot of that's been down to City and what they've done. Obviously, they're out of the equation, but it's obviously it's a huge opportunity for us. I do think it's a must not lose. I'll take a draw as long as we, you know, play well, put the effort in, try and do all we can to win it. 3 points would obviously be a dream to go in with. What it'd be, I think it'd be the 25th game or something like that. You know, to be 9 clear with 13 left, if I've got the right number in my head, then I mean it'd be fantastic. This stage of the season, you know, next month now especially, we don't have many games. I think we only play 4 times in March, so you know it's a busy end to the month. If we can get this one out the way and then maintain, it's you know, it's just it's exciting, isn't it? Like I don't want to think about it.
I keep repeating myself. It's like get over the line at Everton, and then you need to beat Wolves, and then City as well. And I've said it, I think, for the last fucking 15 games. If you win your next 3, it's done, but it's never done. So I'm not going to even say it. But if we could get 9 points out of this, Wolves and Man City, then, you know, good luck to everyone who's chasing us, because it's going to be hard. Yeah, but that's what I'll say on that. We've got to sort of look at the league table and go, that's where we are. That's our level. That's their level. Let's show them that's their level, because they're fucking dog shit. Go and talk to them. Just batter them. You know there's going to be a dog fight. You know they're going to kick you. You know they're going to go around the referee. You know the fans are going to throw babies at you. Just fucking take it all in your stride and go for it. do it all back. But that's it. That's where you need your players. Your Robos and your Simicasses will kick out and leave one in. Enzo, quite happy, but this is where it's a big, massive show for the likes of Gravenbergs, Szoboszlais, McAllisters. Are they going to be able to play against the dirty Everton midfield, take a few hits, and still be up for the fight? So we're going to see.
I think McAllister will, like, again, South American as well.
South African.
Yeah, South American. Like, again, I'd fully expect if McAllister gets one, he'll leave his foot in on someone. Like, if someone gives him a little kick, he'll kick you fucking twice as hard. Being from South Africa and all.
I'd just like us to be the starters of it. As I said,
it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
We could be in a little bit of a dogfight and show a good account of ourselves and a fucking bullying aspect. And, I thought we were a little bit shit-arsy against Tottenham, to be honest. The way Van Dijk was nailing Richarlison and then leaving him on the floor and stuff like that. We sort of played to what the crowd wanted, and hopefully, we can take whatever they're going to do. They're going to ask for that. If we can listen to it and fucking show up, go in for some feisty tackles. Hopefully the referee's not a fucking dickhead and he lets it flow and lets it
Michael
run.
Oliver. So there's your answer.
Oh, it's game over. Fantastic. Just fucking stop, start. But
yeah.
No, I hope it's just a fucking boss derby and I hope we get the result. But yeah, if it's like a 0-0 and there's not many shots and not many tackles and no one flying in, I want to see a fucking shot on target and a yellow card and a few corners in the first 10 minutes. I want it to just start like a proper, good old-fashioned Merseyside derby. And hopefully, we can do what we've done many a times and beat them there. But our form of late there, I think it was 4 seasons out to win. I think we've only scored once out the last 4 games as well. So we've got to turn up. We've got to be on our fucking best, and we've got to go for the fucking throat. But again, if we were to sit there and try and entice them to come at us and play a little bit negative, and it resulted in 3 points, I wouldn't care less as long as we fought.
That's it. Couple of goals, 3 points, flying endo headbutt. I'm happy. But yeah, as I say, big occasion. Last one at Goodison. Again, don't think anyone will be really sorry to see the back of it. There's some Evertonian on TikTok I seen the other day saying like he can't wait to be out of Goodison. It's fucking ruined his life and everything. So yeah, it's just one of them, and there's a whole generation of adults who've never seen Everton win a bean. Like they've only known Everton being shit in that ground. So I can imagine a lot of them will be quite happy to see the back of it, despite how historic it might be to them. But they get to move into the new flashy new stadium down at the docks where no one can fucking get access to it, ruining loads of businesses. Making 5,000, I think, 5,000 businesses and residents need to apply for special permits to park in the place they parked at for the last 40 fucking years.
Mad lad.
So, yeah.
It's fucking...
They've got to 5 months before it opens to go, hang on a minute, this might not be sound,
I know. But there's lads I've spoke to, there's older fellas who are fucking just distraught that they're leaving it, but they know they have to. I don't think there's one Evertonian that wants to stay there. But it's going to be hard for them to walk away because, again, speaking to mates, you lose everything. Once you lose there, that's we were desperate. When they were saying we're going to move you to Stanley Park and put spades in the ground and all that, most of us were devastated because there's people laid to rest, the fucking ashes and that on the cop and under the turf, and there's memories, you can hear it, it's eerie. You can sort of envisage players who've been before and Shankly and Paisley and all that, and where my dad stood and my granddad stood, and it's history. It's literally lifeblood of your club. I think if we lost Anfield, we'd be in a similar boat where we'd be like, all our heritage and everything we've ever loved has changed. And I think that's the same for them because they haven't got, and it's no disrespect to them, loads of disrespect, but unintentionally, but they haven't got many happy memories. They haven't. They've got mates who are 30 years of age. You've never seen them win a cup. Do you know what I mean? I think they've been to 1 or 2 cup finals in that time where they've lost. So, they've not had happy memories. There's not many big games, no big European nights. They've had the odd over the line in relegation where they've celebrated like fucking mad. you know, and then they tell us, you know, fucking, you'll never witness what we've witnessed. We're like, thank fuck, we don't want it. But yeah, they're going to go to a stadium where you've got to park an hour away. I don't think there's any, I was reading yesterday, there might not be any disabled parking and stuff. The nearest disabled car parking space is half an hour away, so good luck with that. But yeah, it's fucking, they lose their identity when they go there, and hopefully they crumble. But for now, I think someone asked us the question the other week, didn't he? You know, if you could have Everton good, would you have them good? And I was like, yeah, because the banter, the feeling towards the game, everything just goes up. Like, I'm speaking to Blues now who might want to go for a pint tomorrow before the match. And you're like, that's brilliant, because that's what it's all about. We take the piss and we have nasty comments and all that shit. But all in all, it's all about a fucking City having a bevy, having a laugh, us having the bragging nights like we always have, and smacking our heads off at them. But it'd be nice for them to have a little go back at us, because the depression's gone, because they're not that shit anymore. But fingers crossed, we back to normal tomorrow. We depress them, and they're all miserable cunts and want to run into the Mersey.
Yeah, I mean, with that sentiment, I've probably just got to say I hope they fold completely. Fuck them.
I'd love to go down. Like, if this meant us, if we had to win the league and then to go down, I wouldn't know what I'd want. Know what I mean? If we had to beat someone, and it was we won the league, but if we lost, they went down, I don't know what I'd want. I would be in complete fucking torture, because I wouldn't know what I want. But again, I would miss I'd miss the derbies. I'd miss the banter. I'd miss having a fucking pint with Blues and having back and forth. But for the last few years, we haven't had that anyway, because they're not interested in footy, because the team's shit. So, say the Moyes factor's turned up and they believe again. So, hopefully we can fucking slap them back down to earth tomorrow. But gonna be a tough game, lads. But it feels like a big derby. I can't wait.
Yeah, it does. It sort of, it brings me back to, like, you know, going back a few years ago, sort of like the 13-14 season, and like we'd be out every single away game for it, and like we'd get out at 9 a.m, go and have a brekkie and all that, and get straight to supporters or wherever we were going for the match and that, and you'd be in there from like 10, and you'd just be in there all day. But you got a buzz about it, and like you said, the last few years, it's like you're not really that arsed about it, about doing any of that. You're not really bothered about making it an occasion. And now it's got that. That's what I mean. It's got that feel again. You want to make it an occasion again. So yeah, look, it's going to be very tough. But at the end of the day, I think we should. Well, we know we've got enough to get the 3 points. We've just got to hope they turn up and do what they can, because let's be honest, if we turn up the way we can, it could be a fucking cricket score. But like they always say, form goes out the window for the derbies, done it. So, yeah, I'm excited now. I'll feel sick tomorrow.
My nerves are starting to go now. We're talking about
it. like get work out the way and that tomorrow, and then I'll start feeling sick. Then, like, that's when it'll start hitting me. I won't think about it while I'm working, and then as soon as I finish, it's like shit. It's nearly a year now. Fuck off.
No, well, I've just been on, said to you before, like, I've been on the air for fucking 4 days. Like, Dad, I'm not having a pint, not having a pint. On the phone to me, Dad, like, we could go 9 points clear. It's the fucking last one at Goodison. Right, what time are you out? 6 o'clock. So yeah, I'm finishing work handy tomorrow, getting myself out, and gonna enjoy it. And again, hopefully, I want to meet up with a few blue mates and have a good laugh before it, and maybe afterwards as well with a smile on my face. But yeah, ignore everything I've just said. I hope we fucking swat them. I hope we have to go there. And we have to show them what we are, and we have to win. We do. We have to go there and go 9 points clear and put ourselves with a fucking really, really, really big, massive chance of winning that league title. And if we can do it there, where that's the one, you know, I think if we win there tomorrow, that might be your Man United moment where the fans start singing what we're going to do. But again, I'm saying nothing until it happens.
Yeah, no, it's
to sing that at Goodison Park for the last time they're ever going to be there against us, 9 points clear, you know, it'd be fucking brilliant. So fingers crossed that's the case.
Yeah, it would, absolutely. So look, we're going to wrap it up there for today. And just hopefully we can come back with a smile on our face in a few days' time. 3 points, 9 points clear. And it'd be great to fucking relive it all, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, as I say, we are going to wrap it up there for today. As always, if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, like the video, whatever you want to do, interact with us. We will always interact back. And yeah, if you listen on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Wherever you're listening to us, basically, again, drop us a rating on there, and let's get more people listening to us, and let's grow. But yeah, last one, fucking Goodison. Let's make it one that they'll always want to forget. Up the fucking Reds.
Come on, you fucking Reds.